On the 1st of December, something subtle happens inside a person, and most people walk past it without even noticing. It is not a loud signal. It does not shout. It shows itself in small shifts: your mood when you wake up, the way your breath feels, the thoughts that circle your mind before you even speak a word. This inner movement is the true sign, the true warning, the true beginning of how your entire month will unfold. If the inner world is ignored, the outer world will become heavier, more chaotic, more demanding. December does not turn against you suddenly. It turns against you the moment you stop listening to yourself. On this first day of the month, the mind becomes incredibly honest. It tells you exactly what has been unresolved. It shows you what you have been postponing, what you have been avoiding, what you have been carrying for too long. This internal sign is not here to punish you, it is here to guide you. But guidance only works if you accept it. When you ignore your own emotional tension, your own imbalance, your own exhaustion, that tension spreads across every day that follows. What begins as a small discomfort on the 1st of December becomes a storm by the middle of the month. Not because December is cruel, but because you refused the message it brought to you right at the start. The sign inside you is simple. Pay attention. Pay attention to the heaviness in your chest. Pay attention to how quickly you become irritated. Pay attention to the thoughts you repeat. Pay attention to the habits you know are hurting you. When you pretend these signals mean nothing, you turn your back on your own inner strength. You disconnect from the energy that protects you. And once you disconnect, life feels like it is pushing against you instead of flowing with you. This is how December turns, not through destiny, not through bad luck, but through inner neglect. The 1st of December is like a quiet mirror. It reflects your true state without filters. Some people don't want to look into it because the truth is uncomfortable. But discomfort is not your enemy. Ignorance is. When you ignore the truth of your inner state, you lose the chance to correct your direction. That is why the first sign appears so early, so you have time to realign before the month deepens, before responsibilities stack up, before emotions harden, before stress traps you. Every strong human being learns to respect this early signal. This inner sign is not a mystery. It is the moment you feel slightly off, but tell yourself you're fine. It is the moment you know you should breathe deeply, but choose to rush. It is the moment you feel an urge to reset your habits, yet you go back to old patterns. This is the warning, not something supernatural, not something dramatic, just the truth you try to step over. On the 1st of December, that step is dangerous, because today holds the seed of how your entire December will feel. When you pay attention to this first inner sign, you take back control of your energy. You realize that your emotions are not random, that your thoughts are not accidents, that your habits are not meaningless. They are shaping your month right now. And the first day of December is reminding you, if you do not realign today, the consequences will echo louder in the weeks ahead. This is not a threat. It is wisdom. A simple, timeless reminder that growth begins the moment awareness replaces ignorance. You grow when you stop running from your own signals. You grow when you stop making excuses for your emotional instability. You grow when you stop acting like life is happening to you instead of responding to your inner behavior. The 1st of December is an invitation to stand still for a moment and admit something inside needs attention. Something inside needs honesty. Something inside needs care. And if you offer that care now, the entire month shifts. Most people wait for big events to change their life. But real change comes from noticing the small signs within yourself, the tightening of your thoughts, the heaviness in your shoulders, the restless mind. These are not random. They are messages. If you ignore them today, December becomes harder. If you listen to them today, December becomes your training ground for growth. The truth is simple. The inner sign on the 1st of December is the key to your balance. When you follow it, you strengthen your self-discipline, your clarity, your emotional resilience. You begin to walk into December with intention instead of confusion. You carry yourself with awareness instead of reaction. And the month becomes your ally instead of your enemy. Nothing external controls your December more than the internal state you choose on its first day. The sign appears quietly, but its impact is powerful. Honor it. Listen to it. Respect the guidance it gives you. The person who pays attention on the 1st of December will walk through the rest of December with strength that feels unshakable. On the 1st of December, The smallest things you ignore become the largest forces you will face later. This is the truth most people never accept. They think the big problems in their life appear suddenly, like lightning from a clear sky. But nothing comes suddenly. Every storm begins with a small cloud. Every downfall begins with a tiny step in the wrong direction. Every difficult December begins with one moment of neglect on its very first day. When you wake up on the 1st of December and feel that small resistance to doing what you know you should do, that is not a harmless feeling. It is the seed of a habit that will grow throughout the month. When you choose comfort over discipline today, the decision looks small, but it builds pressure within you. You may not feel the weight immediately. It hides, it waits, but every day you repeat the same choice, the weight increases until it becomes a problem you can no longer ignore. This is how December turns against you. Not because the month itself carries danger, but because small acts of neglect slowly weaken your inner strength. The tiny moments when you say it doesn't matter are exactly the moment that decide whether December becomes your ally or your obstacle. One ignored thought becomes a pattern. One ignored emotion becomes a disturbance. One ignored habit becomes a limitation. And by the time you realize it, the damage is already alive inside you. On the 1st of December, everything is fresh. Everything is still soft enough to shape. And this is why small neglect is dangerous, because what is soft today will harden tomorrow. If you wake up feeling mentally scattered and you brush it aside, that's it. Scattered energy will meet you again on the 5th, the 10th, the 20th. If you feel a lack of clarity and choose not to correct it today, the rest of the month becomes a fog. If you let your emotions go unchecked now, they will grow more intense as the days pass. Tiny cracks widen under pressure, and December always brings pressure. Most people underestimate the power of one day. They underestimate the power of the first day even more. The 1st of December is not just a date. It is the foundation of the entire month's rhythm. If the foundation is unstable, everything built on top of it becomes fragile. And when life challenges you, as it always does, the cracks you ignored will break open. Small neglect destroys more dreams than big failures ever did. Big failures are visible, dramatic, unforgettable. But small neglect is quiet. It slips past your awareness. It convinces you that everything is fine. It teaches you to live without repairing yourself. And slowly, without realizing it, you weaken your discipline, your clarity, your momentum. By the time you start to feel the consequences, the month is already half gone. On the 1st of December, pay attention to what you are postponing. Pay attention to the thoughts you refuse to face. Pay attention to the actions you avoid because they require effort. These are the areas where small neglect begins its work. You think you are choosing rest, but you are choosing decay. You think you are choosing peace, but you are choosing avoidance. And what you avoid today becomes the challenge that controls you tomorrow. Straightforward truth. If you ignore your small responsibilities on the first day, December will feel heavier with each passing sunrise. If you ignore your inner imbalance today, it will grow roots that become harder to pull out. If you ignore your emotional truth now, the month will be shaped by tension instead of strength. This is not a punishment. It is a natural law. Every action has a direction. Every direction has a destination. And every destination begins with a small step either forward or backward. On the 1st of December, your smallest choices choose your December for you. So be very careful with the tiny decisions. They are not tiny at all. When you take a deep breath and correct yourself today, you prevent a large problem from appearing later. When you decide to be disciplined today, you remove a future obstacle before it is born. When you choose clarity over comfort on this first day, you build a December that supports you instead of fighting you. Growth comes from the small things. From the moment you decide not to let your emotions control you. From the moment you push yourself even when your mind whispers excuses. From the moment you choose to rise, even though staying still feels easier. This is how strong individuals are made through attention to the microscopic details of their inner life. December will shape itself around your smallest decisions. Ignore them, and the month gains power over you. Respect them, and you gain power over the month. Everything begins today. Everything begins with the little habits you choose to honor or abandon. And if you want December to stand with you instead of against you, then on its very first day, Do not neglect what your inner self is asking you to fix. Small neglect is the hidden force that turns the month into a struggle. Small discipline is the hidden force that turns it into transformation. The choice is made on the 1st of December, long before you feel its impact. On the 1st of December, awareness becomes your first and strongest shield. It is the invisible armor that protects you from the chaos of the world and from the chaos inside yourself. This day is not just the beginning of a new month. It is a test of how awake you truly are. If you move through this day half asleep, reacting without thinking, repeating old patterns without noticing, then December will start shaping your life without your permission. But the moment you become aware, truly aware, you take back control of everything. Awareness means you are not just living, you are noticing how you live. You pay attention to the thoughts that arise, the emotions that move through you, the impulses that try to direct your action. On the 1st of December, these signals are especially clear. This day exposes your state of mind with sharp honesty. If you feel unfocused, you will feel it more strongly today. If you feel disciplined, it will show. If you feel confused, it becomes visible. This clarity is a gift, but only if you are awake enough to see it. Most people walk into December blindly. They carry the emotional leftovers of the previous month without realizing it. They carry stress, resentment, fatigue, doubt. Then they wonder why December feels heavy. But heaviness does not come from the month itself. It comes from the lack of awareness that allows old burdens to enter a new beginning. When you are not aware, everything controls you. Your reactions control you. Your habits control you. Your emotions control you. Your past controls you. Awareness is the only force that breaks this chain. On the 1st of December, awareness must become your first priority. Not your tasks, not your goals, not your routines, your awareness. Because without it, even the best intentions collapse. Awareness is the foundation that holds every plan you set. It is the lens that makes your decisions sharp instead of blurry. When you are aware, you can see what is dragging you backward and what is pushing you forward. You can see the difference between what is necessary and what is simply noise. Being aware means you notice when your mind tries to distract you. You notice when your body feels tense. You notice when your emotions rise. You notice when you are drifting away from the person you want to be. And when you notice, you can adjust. You can realign. You can correct your path before it turns into a bigger problem. This simple inner correction is what prevents December from becoming a month of conflict. Awareness is powerful because it interrupts automatic behavior. On the 1st of December, your mind will try to repeat old patterns formed from months of habit. But when you are aware, you can stop the pattern before it controls you. This is the moment where you create growth. Growth does not happen when everything is easy. Growth happens when you catch yourself slipping and choose to rise instead. When you catch your anger before it becomes reaction. When you catch your laziness before it becomes inactivity. When you catch your fear before it becomes limitation. Many people underestimate the strength of awareness because it looks simple. But simplicity is where true mastery hides. If you can be aware on the 1st of December, you can shape the entire month. If you cannot be aware on this day, the month will shape you. This is the quiet warning. This is the message hidden inside this date. Awareness is the difference between being led by your emotions or being guided by your clarity. Awareness also brings calm. When you see your thoughts clearly, they lose their power over you. When you observe your stress, instead of drowning in it, you regain control. When you notice your fear, you can walk through it instead of running from it. On the 1st day of December, calmness is a strength that comes from paying attention. Not from avoiding life, but from facing it with open eyes. Awareness allows you to see what your inner world has been trying to tell you. Maybe you need to rest. Maybe you need to change a habit. Maybe you need to let go of a certain mindset. Maybe you need to become stricter with yourself. The signals are there, but only awareness can reveal them. Ignoring these signals today is how December turns against you. Respecting these signals is how December turns into your teacher. On this day, do not move through life mechanically. Do not rush into the month without pausing to observe yourself. Awareness slows you down just enough to understand your direction. It gives you the space to think before you act, feel before you react, correct before you collapse. When awareness becomes your shield, nothing external can shake you easily. You begin to respond with intention instead of emotion. You begin to act with purpose instead of habit. You begin to walk with clarity instead of confusion. The 1st of December is the perfect moment to practice this. It is the doorway to the entire month. If you walk through this doorway with awareness, you enter December with strength. If you walk through it blindly, you carry your inner chaos with you. Awareness is not complicated. It is simply the decision to pay attention to yourself, to your thoughts, to your reactions, to your direction. When you choose awareness today, December becomes a month you shape with your own hands. When you ignore awareness today, December shapes you in ways you did not choose. This is the shield. This is the protection. This is the beginning. On the 1st of December, the energy you carry inside you becomes the blueprint for the entire month. This day is not just another date on the calendar. It is the moment where your inner state begins to shape everything that comes after it. Whatever emotion you hold today, whatever mindset you allow to live inside you, whatever internal frequency you choose, it will echo through every single day of December. That is why this first day demands seriousness, honesty, and awareness. Your energy is not a small detail. It is the foundation of everything that will unfold. When you wake up on the 1st of December, the very first emotion you allow into your mind is like the first stroke on a blank canvas. If you begin with frustration, the canvas absorbs it. If you begin with negativity, the canvas reflects it. If you begin with hesitation, the canvas mirrors it. And once the direction is set, it becomes harder to erase. December listens to your inner world more than your words, more than your plans, more than your hopes. It follows the energy you choose to release. This is why you must be extremely careful with the thoughts you entertain today. A single negative thought may seem harmless, but it sets a tone. A single emotional reaction may feel small, but it shifts your frequency. A single moment of carelessness with your energy becomes a chain of moments you did not intend to create. December is shaped quietly and silently by the force that moves within you on this very first day. Your inner energy is like a signal that the month responds to. If you carry heaviness, you attract more heaviness. If you hold confusion, you invite more confusion. If you feed impatience, you create more chaos. The world outside becomes a reflection of the disorder inside. And when you ignore your emotional frequency on the 1st of December, you give away control of the entire month. But the opposite is also true. If you choose clarity today, December becomes clearer. If you choose strength today, December becomes lighter. If you choose discipline today, December begins to align with you instead of resisting you. When your inner world is steady, the outer world cannot easily shake you. This is the real power of the energy you carry. On the 1st of December, you must ask yourself not with words, but with awareness what energy lives inside you right now. Is it an energy that supports you or drains you? Is it an energy that brings peace or invites conflict? Is it an energy created by your past or crafted for your future? This is the internal conversation that shapes everything that comes next. Most people underestimate how deeply their emotional state influences their actions. They think their life goes wrong because of outside factors. But it is always the inner climate that determines how you move through the world. A negative inner climate creates miscommunication, impatience, poor decisions, frustration, and unnecessary suffering. A positive inner climate creates steadiness, clarity, discipline, and strength. On the 1st day of December, your energy is especially sensitive. It absorbs direction quickly. It remembers patterns easily. If you let negativity dominate today, it will become harder to shift later. If you let laziness take over today, it becomes normal. If you enter the month with emotional chaos, December will reflect that chaos in every situation that follows. This is why the 1st of December is not to be taken lightly. It is the day where you either claim your inner power or surrender it. The world will not stop to wait for you to realign. The month will not slow down because you feel unprepared. Everything will continue moving. And if your energy is not balanced, December will feel like it is moving against you. Energy is not something mystical or complicated. It is the feeling you bring into your actions. It is the intention behind your decisions. It is the state of mind that guides you through each moment. If you begin this month with awareness of your inner energy, you do not need to fear anything December brings. You will respond instead of react. You will act instead of hesitate. You will rise instead of crumble. On the 1st of December, stand still for a moment and feel the truth. The month will follow the energy you choose today. If you begin the month with fear, the days ahead will feel heavier. If you begin with anger, situations will feel more difficult. But if you begin with discipline, the month becomes purposeful. If you begin with gratitude, the month becomes lighter. If you begin with strength, the month becomes balanced. This is not imagination. This is the natural law of inner alignment. The world mirrors your inner state. Your relationships mirror it. Your progress mirrors it. Your challenges mirror it. And December, with all its demands and changes, will mirror the energy you carry from its very first day. So choose wisely. Do not let old emotions enter this new month. Do not let yesterday's chaos decide today's energy. Do not let your inner world fall asleep. On this first day of December, choose the energy that will support your growth, not repeat your past. Because when your energy is aligned, the month cannot turn against you. It can only follow your lead. On the 1st of December, your environment reflects your inner order or your inner chaos. Everything around you becomes a mirror: your room, your routine, your habits, your relationships. This day reveals with painful clarity what you have been allowing in your life. If your surroundings are cluttered, your mind becomes cluttered. If your routines are weak, your discipline becomes weak. If your boundaries are loose, your energy leaks in every direction. The external world is never separate from the internal one. And on this first day of December, the connection becomes impossible to ignore. The truth is straightforward. Your outer environment shapes your inner focus, and your inner focus shapes the outcome of your month. If you begin December surrounded by disorder, interruptions, noise, distractions, unfinished tasks, unresolved emotions, you will not have the mental clarity needed to guide the rest of the month. Instead, December will guide you. It will push you, pull you, confuse you, and drain you. Without order, December becomes a month of reacting instead of acting. On the 1st of December, the smallest external details carry a message. The way you leave your bed, the way you manage your morning, the way you step into your day, these actions create momentum. If your external world is messy, your mind becomes occupied with things that should have been resolved long ago. You lose time, you lose focus, you lose energy. This is how the month quietly turns against you, not through crisis, but through slow disorganization that eats away at your strength. Your environment is not just physical, it is also emotional. It is the people you allow into your space, the conversations you entertain, the influences you absorb. On the 1st of December, you must look closely at who drains your energy and who strengthens it. If you allow negativity near you today, that negativity will follow you through the month. If you allow distractions near you today, they will multiply. If you allow undisciplined people close to you today, your own discipline will dissolve. Your environment can be your weapon or your weakness. The choice is made today. When you clean your space on the 1st of December, you are not just organizing objects, you are organizing your mind. When you remove distractions, you are clearing the path to your goals. When you reduce noise, you are giving your clarity room to breathe. When you choose who you allow near you, you are protecting your growth. The external world becomes a training ground for internal strength. Straight, simple, and unfiltered, your surroundings influence your destiny more than you think. If you remain in a chaotic environment, you will become chaotic inside. If you stay in a peaceful environment, your thoughts settle. If you surround yourself with discipline, your body responds. If you place yourself among people who grow, you grow without even trying. On the 1st of December, this truth becomes sharper than any other day, because the month is just beginning and the energy is shaping itself around you. This is why the first day is the perfect moment for alignment. Whatever you allow today becomes easier to allow tomorrow. Whatever you tolerate today becomes normal tomorrow. Whatever you correct today becomes strength tomorrow. The environment you set on the 1st of December becomes the environment that supports or destroys your direction for the entire month. If you begin the month surrounded by confusion, then December will feel confusing. If you begin it surrounded by discipline, December becomes productive. If you begin it with noise, the month becomes overwhelming. If you begin it with clarity, the month becomes manageable. Your environment is the silent architect of your December, and the warning hidden in this truth is clear if you do not shape your environment. Today, your environment will shape you for the rest of the month. A messy space steals your focus. A negative person steals your peace. A lazy routine steals your ambition. A noisy world steals your inner voice. All of this begins now on the 1st of December, where your mind is most open, most vulnerable, and most impressionable. You cannot grow in a space that suffocates your growth. You cannot rise in a space that pulls you down. You cannot evolve when everything around you encourages you to stay the same. And December will not wait for you to get ready. Life continues. The days pass. The pressure builds. Without a clean, supportive environment, you enter the month unprepared. On the 1st of December, clear one thing: your environment must serve your growth, not block it. Your surroundings must help you, not distract you. Your space must remind you of your direction, not your confusion. When your external world supports you, your internal world becomes powerful. And when your internal world becomes powerful, nothing in December can turn against you. This is the teaching hidden in this day. Control your environment, and you control your month. Control your month, and you control your momentum. Control your momentum, and your entire life changes. Everything begins with what you tolerate around you on the 1st of December. On 1st December, there is a shift in energy that cannot be ignored. This day carries a silent warning, a quiet whisper that urges you to pay attention to the choices you make, the thoughts you nurture, and the actions you take. 1st December is not merely the beginning of a new month. It is a pivotal moment where your inner strength is tested and your potential is awakened. Every second of this day matters, and what you do now will resonate throughout the entire month. This is a day to look deeply within yourself, to examine the patterns you have allowed to persist, and to confront the truths you often avoid. As the morning light touches the world on 1st December, it illuminates more than just the landscape. It shines on the opportunities and challenges that you have ignored. The universe sends signals constantly, but on this day, those signals are amplified. You must listen. The choices you make are not trivial. They set the tone for your mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual growth. Every moment carries weight. When you wake up on 1st December, you are given a rare chance to align your thoughts, words, and actions with the person you are destined to become. This alignment is not optional. Ignoring it is a silent invitation for obstacles to emerge, for distraction to multiply, and for the energy of the month to turn against your progress. On 1st December, self-awareness is not just a practice, it is survival. This day challenges you to recognize the areas of your life where you have been complacent. Maybe you have tolerated mediocrity in your work, allowed negativity to dictate your emotions, or avoided responsibility in relationships. Whatever it is, 1st December forces the truth to your doorstep. You cannot escape the mirror of reality. It demands honesty, even when it hurts, even when it shakes the foundations of comfort you have built. True growth begins when you stop running from yourself and start facing the aspects you have been avoiding. This day also emphasizes the power of intention. On 1st December, your intentions are seeds planted in fertile soil. Every thought, every decision, and every commitment carries energy that will either nourish your future or stifle it. Be deliberate. Avoid passive living. The smallest acts of conscious effort, like choosing to rise early, to meditate, to focus on what matters, or to let go of what no longer serves you, are amplified in significance. 1st December is a reminder that nothing is insignificant. Even the tiniest act of self-discipline today can spark a momentum that carries you through challenges, shaping your destiny in ways you cannot yet see. Your emotions on 1st December are powerful indicators of your inner state. Pay attention to them. Fear, doubt, frustration, and anger may rise, but they are not enemies, they are guides. They reveal where your attention has been scattered, where your energy has been misaligned, and where transformation is necessary. When you meet these emotions with awareness, without judgment, you begin the process of self-mastery. You turn obstacles into teachers and pain into a catalyst for growth. This is the essence of what 1st December demands, a conscious engagement with life, not a passive drift through it. 1st December also calls for clarity of focus. The world is filled with distractions. But on this day, clarity becomes your ally. What you focus on becomes your reality. If your attention is scattered, the month ahead will mirror that chaos. If your vision is sharp and your energy directed with purpose, the universe responds with alignment. Take the time to define what you truly want, to prioritize actions that elevate your mind, body, and spirit, and to discard habits, people, or environments that dilute your energy. This is not a gentle suggestion. It is an imperative for anyone who desires to move forward with strength and authenticity. Finally, 1st December is about responsibility. The energy of this day reminds you that your life is not a series of coincidences. You are the architect of your experiences, and the choices you make today shape the reality of tomorrow. Avoid blame, excuses, and inaction. Stand firm in your commitment to growth. Face the challenges that arise, and treat each obstacle as an invitation to evolve. Remember that ignoring the signs on 1st December is not harmless. It creates ripples that can disrupt your progress for the entire month. Conversely, embracing the day with awareness, courage, and clarity transforms it into a launchpad for profound personal development. 1st December is a mirror, a teacher, and a threshold all at once. It offers a rare opportunity to realign with your purpose, to confront hidden fears, and to step into a more empowered version of yourself. The moment is fleeting, yet its impact is immense. When you honor this day, you honor yourself. You plant seeds of discipline, clarity, and courage that will bloom in the days ahead. When you ignore it, you risk letting subtle yet powerful currents of negativity steer the course of your month. The choice is stark, and the consequences undeniable. On 1st December, the universe waits for your decision, your focus, and your willingness to rise to the occasion. Engage fully, act decisively, observe deeply, transform consciously. The power of 1st December is not in the passing of the day, it is in the awakening. It demands the growth it initiates and the life it can change forever. This day is not ordinary, it is a turning point. Treat it with the reverence and attention it deserves, and you will step into a month and a life that reflect the highest potential within you. This is the gift and the warning of 1st December. Heed it, embrace it, and let it guide you to your true self.